today we are learning how to make a block using MCP with a modloader. Firstly, what you need to do is open up a text editor of your choice. I'm using Edit Rocket, and we need to make a new file and save it as mod with a lowercase m underscore what you want to call your mod. I'm calling mine box. And make sure it's saved in MCP, src, Minecraft, net, Minecraft, src. Now, next thing what you do is open up a text edit file called modloader syntax, and it will look just like this, and you copy everything inside of it and paste it into your mod underscore what you call the .java file. Okay, now if you notice that there are these little stars, and with those stars you need to replace them with what this file's name, excluding the .java. Okay, so once you're done with that, we save, and then make another new file, and save this one as block, and then its name. So block John is what I want to call it. And again, make sure it's saved in src. Okay, now there's a bit of code that you have to write. It's not that much, but there will be a link in the description to it. It's going to be called block template, and you copy the contents of that file and paste it into your block and then its name.java file. So I have to do it right now, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so once you've pasted the contents of the block template file into your block its name.java file, again you'll see these stars, and again you need to replace them with what this file's called. So block John, and again excluding the .java, and block John. Now go to line 8, and you should see super opening bracket I, j, material dot. Here's what you define the material of the block, meaning if it was wood, when you punch it you'll get it back, and when you stand on it, it will sound like wood. Also when you place it, I think, it'll make a different popping sound. So to find all the materials, you can go to the material.java file, if I can find it. Material. Nope. There it is. Okay, so we scroll down until we find all these public static final materials. And here are all the materials in the game that you can use. So there's air, grass material, ground, wood, rock, iron, and so on and so forth. Rock would be stone, wood would be, planks, and iron is basically rock. But anyway, I'm going to be choosing wood for this tutorial. You can use whatever you want. So once you've chosen your material, you ended up with a closing bracket and a semicolon. Next, you need to go to line 13 where it says return. Go to the end of line 13 and hit space. So you should be where I am, and this is where you define what it drops. Now you could say block dot dirt dot block ID. Now this bit here, you always have to write at the end if you want a block. If you want an item, so item dot diamond, or any item you want, you would type shifted index with the same capitalization I'm using now. And if you want the block itself to drop, now because it's block, we ended up with dot block ID, and we need to type mod underscore what do you call this file? Box, excluding the .java, and then we type dot block John, which is this file, but I'll further explain why we call this in a minute. And then ended up block ID and a semicolon. And last but not least, we need to go to line 18 at the end of it, and again hit space, and this is defining how many of what you defined up here is going to be dropped. So if you want one of it to drop, or 2 or 3 or so on and so forth, however you cannot put 65 because it's above the maximum that Minecraft will allow you to stack items or blocks. So 64 and nothing above. Okay, so I'm going to put 1. Okay, and we're done with this file. So we can save it. And then we go to mod_box. Then at the beginning of line 6 we hit enter twice and then go back up twice and type public static final block because it's a block, and then block John. Now this is clarifying a name that will refer to the file block John. Now you can always change this, but if you change this you would have to go back to block John and change this. Get it? So basically what it's saying after this, so basically what it's using whenever you are trying to show a if you're trying to show a directory to Minecraft, it's gonna automatically put in this directory first. So in net.minecraft.src.mod_box, which would be in here, there's going to be a variable called block John, and this is going to refer to this block. And yeah, and because it's a block, because we're defining it as a block, we need to call it block ID. Okay, get it? Yeah, okay. Now after you type new block and then your block's name, excluding the .java, you type opening bracket and then the block's ID. Now after 99 will work. Actually no, it's not just after 99. There's specific numbers that you have to use. I know 1000 will work, and yeah. So if you want to get a further explanation for which numbers to use, you can search online the data values for all the items and blocks and find the numbers that aren't used, and then you can use those numbers. So once you pick a number, you go to type comma and a 0 and then close it off with this closing bracket. Okay. Now time to customize your block. How are we going with time? Okay, pretty well. Okay, so the first thing you can type is .set hardness. This will set how hard it is to break it with your block, and 3 is pretty hard, so I'm going to put as 2, and then after your integer or decimal you put a capital F or a lowercase f. I haven't tested that out, but I'm not in the mood to test out things. Okay. Then another characteristic you can add to your block is .set resistance and opening bracket, and then type in your integer, and this is going to set how resistant it is to TNT. So 3 would be pretty well, and you know, I think obsidian is set to like 1,000,000 or something, but it's some humongous number so that TNT cannot break it. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2F closing bracket, and then next that is compulsory to write is .set block name. And this isn't the in-game name for the block, it's just something that Minecraft will refer it to. Doesn't mean you can use it in your code, it's just a name. So we're going to call it box because that's what it's called. And then the last one we can do is set light value. Now this is how light your block is. Now if you don't want it to be any lightness, you just don't type this. But if you want it to be like a torch, you can type some stuff. Now if you put the number above 3, it will crash Minecraft every time you load it because it is too bright. So it has to be 3 and below, I believe. A torch is 0.9375, I believe. So 9375 F. Okay, so once you're done with as many characteristics you want, you end it off with a semicolon, and you're done with line 6. Now on to line 10, which is the fun stuff. Now the first thing you have to do, and is also compulsory, is typing modloader.register block. This registers your block in the game. So we type the block's name up here, and then, yeah, that's it. And end it off with a semicolon. Next is the texture, so we type its name, dot block, index in texture, equals mod loader dot add override, opening bracket, 2 quotation marks, slash, just copy this bit. And then this is where you put your directory of your picture. So slash meaning in Minecraft there will be a picture called box.png. Now if you're smart with coding, sorry, you know you can add you can make it so it's in a folder. So we would go blocks, and then so in the folder blocks that would be a picture, blah. But I don't want to complicate things too much in this tutorial. Okay, moving on, and end it off with a closing bracket and semicolon. Now, last thing we do, I believe. Oh no, second last thing is give it a name. So mod loader. Make sure capitalization is the same as mine. Dot add name, and then the block's name that we want to add the name to, comma space 2 quotation marks in our name. Ooh, not that. Blark. Box. And then semicolon. Now we give it a smelting recipe or a normal recipe. I'm gonna give it a normal recipe. And sorry, I was just interrupted. So we need to add a normal recipe. So I will just do this now. If you have no idea on how to make a recipe, go to the tutorial here. But I'm not going to explain it very well here, and I am not even going to show you how to do it. Okay, one thing I should point out is here's where you want to put this one's name. Okay, so we are done, so we can save it, minimize it, and test out our mod. So cd space drag in our MCP folder dash. Oh, we're gonna recompile first. I just remembered something. We have to give it the texture. Now, to add your texture to your block, you need to go to MCP bin Minecraft, and then this is what you put in your picture. So you drag it in, make sure it's there. Yep, it's there. And now we recompile. Cool, no errors. So we type bash start. Okay. Test Minecraft opens up. Okay, what the hell happened here? Hey guys, welcome back. I actually found what the problem was because I got that big, massive error. It was actually because of this number I put in mod_box. You know how I put 1,000? Apparently it's out of the boundaries of Minecraft. So I'm gonna have to learn how to, up that number a bit. But anyway, you can always put 97 in, and it should work. Sorry about that. So let's test it out. That's probably gonna crash on us. So, yay! Okay. Let's get some dirt. Okay. And our recipe was 1 dirt. Here we go. We get our box. We place it down. Yes, it is red, and this is the level 2 hardness. Now you can fiddle around with that until you like the number you gave it. But so far, this is... Oh yeah, see when you break it, you get it back. Yay. So, I hope this tutorial helped you. Please rate, comment, and subscribe if you got no errors. And if you do have any errors, I'm more than happy to fix them for you. And happy modding!